It's Talk With Butch Tuesday. Hi, Deb.
Hi, Butch. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to Talk With Butch Tuesday.
Thank you.
This is another in my interviews with amazing entrepreneurs, professionals, amazing people that make a difference in the world. And today I'm privileged to have with me the world renowned speaker and speaker trainer, Deb Shapiro. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. You've been talking to my mom and dad again, haven't you? World renowned Deb Shapiro. Thank you.
Your parents are lovely.
Yes,
Um,
they are.
why don't you tell people who are watching what you do, who you are, and what you do?
All right. Well, as you mentioned, my name is Deb Shapiro, and my background actually, I was in human resources consulting and training and development in my corporate world. And about 15 years ago, I stepped into the professional speaking industry and had an opportunity to work with some of the top speakers in our industry. And I got into that because my brother was a keynote and motivational speaker. And we got him inducted into the Speaker Hall of
Oh,
Fame in
yeah, that's exciting.
2015. And so I had an opportunity to play with some of the big boys and girls out there, so to speak. And about 4 years ago, decided to shift gears and my focus. And I really had a passion for working more with what I call emerging speakers. These are the individuals who they know they have a message inside. They know they've got something they want to contribute with the world, but they just don't know how to package it in such a way that it can be clear and really concise and move people into action. And so we created this program called DEBx, which was a 3-month speaker training program. And we've had over 100 graduates from ages 8 to 100 through the program, inclusive of Butch, who's actually stood on the stage twice, once as a participant and actually once under us as a coach. So we've had just a great run with that. And over COVID, we ended up taking a little shift and decided to pause. And one of the things that emerged from that through a conversation with a friend of mine was to do more themed events to give voices to those who have been silenced, misunderstood, or oppressed. And we actually, lots of things have happened over the course of the past 6 months, but we formed a nonprofit organization, Amplify Voices, to give voices to these populations. And the first themed event we're giving is giving voices to women who are survivors of sex trafficking. So lot of stuff in there, but been in the speaking industry and now using that skill set in order to give voices to those who really may not have had a voice before and make a difference in the way that they've wanted to.
It,
So
it, it's such a great experience because you really do help people identify what the message is. The message I thought I was going to talk about is not what I spoke about, but it's core to what I do, and it's given me great language to be really clear about my business and build my coaching business inside of that. So it's great that you're doing this and this new Amplify Voices, and the next one is just so exciting that you're doing. I have a certain format I usually use on these interviews, and I'm going to vary a little bit today. I usually ask, why do you do what you do? But Deb, you are clear. Like your mission, your vision for the difference you make for people is really clear. And you've got a short question that you ask people that's kind of at the heart of everything you do. Do you want to share that?
yeah, so we say if you had 8 minutes to change the world, what would you say? And it really is a very thought-provoking question that has people go, well, what is important to me? What would I want to give away? Every single one of us has had the trials and tribulations that we call our life. And on that journey, all of us have learned certain skills and coping mechanisms that has had us survive and even thrive in some challenging circumstances. And so I believe everybody has a message, and when we have a chance to focus on that, it somehow blossoms into something more than just a talk. It becomes really a representation of who we are, kind of like what you were saying for your own business there.
Yeah, and your structure, the training that you do that helps people clarify their message and then be able to deliver it. I mean, the training of getting up and speaking and getting up on stage is an important part of your training. But that first part of really clarifying your message and being able to deliver it with power that other people get your message. You've had a number of your speakers who have gone on with their speaking and turned into public speakers, and it turned into, it's changed their lives. Getting up on the DEBx stage has changed the trajectory of their life. There's some
Yeah.
massive success stories that.
We have had people who have literally stepped off the stage and closed out doing the job that they did before for years in order to step onto international stages and speak worldwide. We've had other people who've created a documentary utilizing their video and having that be their message to be able to get out to the world. And then there's some people who just, they wanted to do this to just know that they could. And there's so many training programs out there that we go through that we never, we develop the skills, we practice it in the class, but then somehow it disappears when we step into our lives and we don't actually end up using it. Here, what makes this a little bit different is we give people the platform to be able to share it. We professionally record it so we can amplify their voice long after they have stood on the stage. And the speakers, when they do get off that stage, it's a different experience because they've developed the skills and they stood on the stage and they did it. So they know they can do it.
Right.
Instead of thinking they can, they know they can. And it's a very big difference in the production of their life going forward after you know you could do something that you didn't think you could do before.
You can always bring back the experience, the memory of the experience, the physical experience of what it was to be on stage and what it was to break through whatever fear or panic showed up to do that. I'm going to put on screen, if you're watching, on the bottom of the screen is a link to Deb's website, where you can go watch some of the previous DEBx speakers from the first 6 DEBx events, or you can go to YouTube and just search for DEBx talks on there and find a lot of the past really amazing speakers that are there. So just from me, Deb, thanks for doing that, because it made a huge difference for me in my life and my business. I don't know that I would have started my coaching business had I not done your program. So I'm always grateful and thankful for you for that. So
it is. It's been a great journey. I mean, I know I had said before that you joined us as a coach. That's one of the real blessings of doing what it is we've done. In the past, speaking is known for being a very solitary activity. You sit behind your computer, you have to do all of your marketing yourself. You stand on the stage, and even though you're in front of a lot of people, it's kind of something you do by yourself. And so I'm really proud of the team of people that we've been able to create, because well over 50% of the people who have stood on our stage come back in some capacity to support the speakers.
Yeah, build such a great community of people, and to know you're supported by these great people, and I want to keep being part of it. I want to support you, as and be around as many times as I can with the program. And as you get bigger and worldwide, someday I'll come work for you, who knows? But when you take over the world, so it's an important piece. And what's so interesting, you talk about being alone on stage. The first time I spoke, which was at Tempe Center for the Arts, I could actually see, the lights were enough that I could see people, and that's what calmed me down. When I was up there, I was so afraid of getting on stage and seeing people, but it was seeing people that I know and like and trust that calmed me down and allowed me to deliver my talk with confidence. The second time, too many lights, way too bright, cameras, and I couldn't see anybody out there. And I missed that connection to people. I missed that, that I'm actually sharing something that's important to me. You really helped me too in being able to get past the words and into the emotion of it. I'm working on this webinar now, and I keep hearing Deb, it's like, you got to go deeper. You got to go deeper. You got to tell more. You got to give up more. And that's made a huge difference in me getting my message out there. So I appreciate it.
Well, if you think about the people that we are moved by the most, those that are the public speakers, the keynote speakers, those that have made the biggest impressions. They're the ones that are in touch with their message at a core level. They're authentically aligned when they stand on the stage. They're not trying to sell anything. They are just there because of pure passion and a belief that what they can do can make a difference. And when you see somebody up there on that stage, it is distinctly different. And that's what we're trying to get people to do, is to just be their authentic self on that stage and share their message from their heart.
And you never know when you're going to share something important that's going to make a difference for somebody. You never know what that one thing is going to be that's going to get somebody out of thinking about something or worrying about something into some area of power or action in their life. So
Yeah.
that's so great. You're now in the midst of creating your 7th version of DEBx, the Amplify Voices event. I'm sure you've learned some things along the way that would make a difference for people. You've had, this didn't start for you as a business. This started for you as a one-time project that has turned into a business.
Yep.
If you could go back and give yourself some advice, what would you go back and tell yourself? What's something that you've learned in this process that might make a difference for somebody who's got a dream?
Oh, well, overall, I would say probably the biggest thing that I've learned is to just trust that everything on your journey is leading up to what you need to have at some point in time in your life. So, for the first 50 years of my life, I actually led my life based on what I thought other people wanted from me or of me. So, how I dressed, how I spoke, how I positioned myself, what I said, everything I did really was in an effort to fit in and look a particular way to people. And then when I hit 50, and this is really when DEBx was born, I really got that I had something unique to say, and it was my time to figure out who I was. And so, really, what DEBx was just a long journey of Deb discovering who Deb was. And all of these messages that the speakers had formulated something for me to create my own life. So I really got to see that what we say we do, our mission is that all voices are heard and make a profound difference in our communities and around the world. And I'm noticing that if you just listen, if you really listen to all people, what they're really trying to say underneath maybe the anger, maybe the upset, maybe the hurt, maybe all of those things. But if you can really get to what people really want to convey, which is that they love, they want to belong, and they want to be heard, then I think we'll have a very different universe that we'll all be a member of. And so, I mean, there's so many lessons that I've learned, but just to really stay the course. Flow, I would say, is a big one for me. There's obstacles that are going to come up all the time. And I actually now look forward to those obstacles because I see those truly every single obstacle we have had has brought ourselves to the next new breakthrough. The only reason we're here is because of the pandemic.
Right.
The biggest obstacle of them all, right? The grandma obstacle. And in the middle of it, it forced us to go online. It forced us to live stream. It forced us to do things we wouldn't have otherwise done,
Yeah,
able to be here today.
you expanded your audience from the few hundred people that fit into the Tempe Center for the Arts into a worldwide audience for the DEBx for the last one.
Yeah.
How many countries logged in?
Seven, to my knowledge, 7 countries that we had, 38 states and 7 countries. Whereas before we were only able to do however many people were willing to fly to Arizona to see the show. So all of those, every single one of them has been something that has, when our DEBx teen and DEBx 2 with 14-year-old applied, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, we're not set up for teenagers. But we took her in, and the greatest thing happened. We ended up creating DEBx teen because of it. And so it was literally like what most would consider to be a stumbling block ended up being a true opportunity, not like the let's spin it into lemonade, but
Right.
truly an opportunity.
Yeah, some of your speakers, the younger speakers, have had so much impact on their message and what they've had to say. It's been so great. You share the one from DebX Teen at the training that's just so. Is that on YouTube? Can people find that on YouTube?
No, that one is not on YouTube, but we
That's
do have the woman that I was speaking with from Elena Yoder. She is up on our site, so you can check her out.
okay, fabulous. So you've got Amplify Voices first event coming up in a couple of months. The
Yeah.
speakers are in training right now, and they're just amazingly inspiring. It's just so great. Is there anything that you need? I know you just set up that you're looking for sponsors. There's sponsorship needed and opportunities for, to elevate to at least grow the nonprofit to some degree. What can
Mhm.
people do to support you and help you at this point? Since tickets aren't on sale just yet for that.
Yeah, that's great. So we're in the process of setting all of those things up. So tickets will be going on sale shortly. But one of the things that we're doing is we want to get as much community engagement as possible. We believe that the more people who are involved, the more people who are going to hear these messages that are really important in the world. These women are sharing some of the most challenging traumas and the triumphs that they've had for all of us to be able to learn. And so the what we have is we have actually a teen challenge that we're doing. We have a challenge where we want to have 50 schools be involved and have 10 students from each of those schools being involved in selling tickets, and they'll have an opportunity to win all sorts of things by helping to support others having their voices be heard. So we're looking for lots of volunteers, whether they be teens, other nonprofit organizations that want to partner with us, anybody who wants to be involved in this. We are taking individuals and we will find a home that particularly works for you and your skill set.
If you're giving prizes away, do you need prize donations as well?
Prize donations would be great, any of those kinds of things. We haven't set up anything specifically for that, but obviously that's something, it's a sweet incentive if there is something out there that somebody would love to donate.
Awesome. Great. The information's on the screen. Reach out to Deb, email her, or give her a call. You're better off emailing her. She'll get back to you faster. She's too busy for her phone these days. Anything else you want to share before we finish up today?
No, other than thank you for having me here. I just look, any opportunity to be with you, Butch, is a great opportunity for me. I have loved working with you inside of DEBx as a speaker, but also outside of DEBx as a friend and a comrade who has been able to really help with us in our own growth and development. So thank you for everything you've done to have us be where we are today, because we're steps away from the world stages out there, and we are very excited about
Big
that.
news. It's big news coming.
Big news
Um,
coming.
and I love it and I appreciate it. I'm just so happy that I met you. And I knew about DebX from close to the beginning and didn't apply and didn't apply and didn't apply because of my own fears and anxieties. And it's been just been an amazing experience getting to know you and working with you and being part of DebX the last couple. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Um, if you're watching, thanks for watching. We do this. I do this every week. Talk with Butch Tuesday. If you'd like to talk with me, give me a call and we'll get you on the list to interview and share. And I love to talk with people that are making a difference in the world. And Deb's someone who does that. I am a business coach with Draw Door Business Coaching and helping people build businesses they love with the income that they're committed to for their family and the life they want. So give me a call and let's talk about what it is that motivates you to do what you do. Thanks for watching, Deb. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. And
Thank
before we
you.
go, actually, one thing I can't let this step by. You have "Believe" in your mirror behind you in your living room. What's that about? Tell us a little bit about "Believe," why that's there and such an important focal point of your life.
Well, for me, believe is I can see certain visions for the future. I have a vision of all voices heard and what that can look like. And that word right there is the one word that I need to just keep moving forward, to know that it is absolutely possible to make this a reality in the world. We are doing it. It may be a one person at a time, but there is a tipping point, and I anticipate it's going to be a massive shift for people.
Fabulous, fabulous.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, thanks so much, Deb. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Talk with Butch Tuesday.